Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina. This story is sponsored by Plexiderm.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. You know I love to talk about Plexiderm, and today I have Melinda McKenzie with me. Melinda, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk about a product that I use every single day.
Yes, we always talk about the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. A lot of our viewers know about that. But for somebody that is just tuning in, give them the whole rundown here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Plexiderm is simply a serum, right? So it's a serum you put on clean, dry skin. What does it do? Well, what it does is it lets you have a refreshed look because it smooths out all the lines and creases. Like I said, I've been using it every day. Next month, I'm going to be 63 years old. And what it does for my skin is under my eyes, I'm just more tired. That's what happens. You know, your skin gets more pliable. It refreshes it. So I feel like everybody needs to know about Plexiderm because who doesn't want to look fresher?
I know. It's like a beauty filter in real life. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch because it works on every type of skin. That's the other cool thing too. Men, women, it doesn't matter as long as your skin is clean and dry. And I always try to remind people, make sure your fingertips are clean and dry too, right? So if you use oils and your face is clean and dry and you take your Plexiderm, it's not going to work because oils will dilute it. So while we're saying that, if you wear cosmetics, which I love it. Who doesn't like cosmetics? Make sure you wear a water-based foundation, but you will find you're going to use less. Like, I don't know how you apply your makeup, but for me, because under the eyes was such an issue, I was always trying to put a lot of concealer, which I think we all kind of know. It makes it worse. It draws attention to it, right? With the Plexiderm, I find that I don't really need to do it because it's getting rid of the issue, which is smoothing it out. So that's not the first thing you see when you look at my face.
Oh, that's amazing. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, a tip about putting it on under makeup, because I think a lot of people who are watching right now, you know, you put on makeup every day to think that you couldn't do that. I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it really does change the way you look at your skin because, you know, here's the thing about Plexiderm being a serum. There's a lot of products out there that say if you use this every day for 6 weeks, your skin will look better. And I'm sure that it will. But a lot of times we're in a rush and we want a temporary fix. Just like we curl our hair or wear cosmetics, right? That's a temporary fix. With Plexiderm, once you put it on and let it rest, now here's the other thing. When we say let it rest, that means you have to relax your face muscles. So let's say you put it on and you're laughing and talking, you're moving the face muscles because what we're doing is smoothing it out. Give yourself 10 minutes, whether that is to quietly look at your phone without laughing and smiling. Good luck with that. Or if you're closing your eyes, give yourself 10 minutes because once you let it rest the full 10 minutes, you have up to 10 hours of usage. And I think that's really important.
It's like having a little meditation in the morning.
It really is. And like you said earlier, I like that you said it's like a filter in real life. We're all looking at the filters on our phone going, oh, if I only had this. Now you can do it in real life with Plexiderm.
And also I feel like younger people these days are getting pressured to go get fillers and Botox and, you know, go under the knife. And I think this is a great option for people that don't want to have to do all that.
Yes, thank you for saying that. I mean, here's the thing. When you look in the mirror, you know what you feel like you want to look like. Isn't it better if you're in charge of that rather than somebody in an office? And even if you do go get, you know, those things done in the office, let's say you ate the wrong food or you didn't sleep right and you have the puffiness, guess what? In 10 minutes, Plexiderm is going to take that away. I keep my Plexiderm in my purse. I tell all my family and friends about it because it's a boost. Who doesn't want a boost?
Definitely. All right, so if somebody watching right now is interested in trying the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, what deals you got for them?
Oh, we're so excited about this deal. So go to PlexidermTrial.com, call the number on the screen, or I think we'll have a scanner code. Here's what you're going to get, right? For $14.95, you are going to get a 6-pack. What that means is you're going to get 6 applications because remember, it's highly concentrated. You just need half of a pea size. For $14.95, we're also giving you free shipping. We're giving you a 30-day money-back guarantee. And the reason we do that is because we know once you get your hands on Plexiderm, you're going to love it. So again, go to PlexidermTrial.com, call the number on your screen, or you can scan if you're modern day with your phone, and you can get this great deal.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, is that really me?
It's a facelift in a jar.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Petco.
Well, this is so exciting, guys. So right now, I have to say I'm one of those people that has a pandemic puppy. I know a lot of us out there have pandemic puppies and kitties too, but I'm joined by Kathy and Roxy. How are you guys doing?
We are doing amazing, Katie, and Roxy's loving her close-up moment here. So thank you so much for having us on the show.
Of course. So let's get into the nitty-gritty here. We all need to make sure that we are taking care of our pets long term. Maybe something that some people didn't really think about when adopting an animal back during the pandemic. But what are some tips?
Right. Oh, absolutely. I mean, as our pets get older and they go through different changes in their lives, so we need to make sure that they're up to date with all those vaccines and checkups. So absolutely, we want to go once a year to get that checkup. We want to make sure they're up to date with vaccines. I want to tell you about Vetco's clinic as well. So whether you're a puppy, whether you're a kitten, whether you're a senior pet, we do require those regular vaccines, Katie. And Vetco vaccination clinics offer new vaccine packages that are grouped by age and they're grouped by lifestyle. And I have a great offer for your listeners, and this is so important because there's really no excuse to get your pet signed up. But now through June 30th, new pets to Vetco Total Care hospitals can receive their first routine checkup for free, and Vital Care Premier members can get unlimited routine vet exams and $20 of Vital Care rewards for any exam done outside of Petco.
I love it. Okay, let's also talk about nutrition. That changes a lot throughout a pet's life. I know I have to now give my pet glucosamine to protect the joints and everything.
You do, and I'm so glad that you're doing that because let's start with nutrition. It's the basic, but it's the most important. So when you're a puppy and a kitten, you're focused on growth and development. So we want to find foods for that. As you get older, you may have different dietary needs and sensitivities, so they might switch the food to something about weight management or maybe something with limited ingredients. And I love that you mentioned supplements for your own pet, but they're settling in, right, as an older age. And I always hate to say that, but something that's for joint and fatty supplements that are going to help with their mobility, their skin, their coat health. That's crucial too. Then we talk about home adaptations, Katie. When you brought your pandemic puppy home, we had the gates, right? We had the crates and toys, but as they get older, maybe they need something different.
This story is sponsored by Petco.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today, I'm joined in the studio with Charles from Long Bay Symphony. How are you doing?
Just fine, thanks.
Awesome. Okay, tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm the music director of the Long Bay Symphony, which is this region's professional orchestra. And it's funny because as much as we've been around, I think, gosh, it's, and now I can't remember exactly, it's our 36th, 37th season. Wow. They're going to kill me in the office for not remembering the exact year. But we've been around a while, but for a cultural institution, it's not that long. And since people are, it's so transient, people are constantly moving into this area from primarily the Northeast or the Charlotte area or wherever. And it's amazing how, in spite of all we do, people don't know they have a professional symphony orchestra in town. Yeah. So we do, of course, our traditional subscription concerts, classical things, and try to make that as varied as possible using, ballet dancers and, just as much variety as we can. But our biggest thrust over the past several years has been to do more diverse programming and more outreach. So we've done things like the New Year's Eve concert that we do and a gala, to, of course, Messiah performances in December. Also a Gullah to Gospel program involving a mass gospel choir in March. We've done patriotic war and peace concerts for the past several years over Veterans Day weekend. And so we're just out there in the community reaching all segments of the community, with a lot of those concerts being free, sponsored by the Chapin Foundation and other organizations. So that's kind of our mission, is to be out there and be a part of this community. And it's amazing, invariably after a concert, I'll have someone come up to me and say, "Oh, this was amazing. I had no idea we had a professional orchestra in this area." Which is sort of why I'm here today.
Yeah, we're spreading the word.
Yeah.
And these are talented musicians that deserve to,
right. Well,
get some spotlight on them.
Our musicians basically play in orchestras throughout the region, in the South Carolina Philharmonic, Wilmington, Charleston, all of the general area, and they just travel. A lot of them are professors at universities or, So it's, you just go where the activity is.
I love it.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Great to be here with you today and share something that is very important to us, and that's Project Golf. I'm Gary Shaw, and I want to share with you some enthusiasm I've got for the program since I was here with it when it started in 2018. We were a nonprofit given birth by our parent company, Golf Tourism Solutions, which has been driving golf in Myrtle Beach for 5 or 6 decades. And they looked up a couple years ago and said, we are bringing a lot of people into Myrtle Beach. We call ourselves the golf capital of the world. From the Rust Belt all the way up into New England, out west, people are coming to Myrtle Beach. But they said, just a minute, we've kind of ignored this exploding metropolis of Myrtle Beach of residents, locals. So they said, why don't we let's find somebody that can run this nonprofit. We want to bring the game to our disabled veterans, our underserved youth, and the beginners. So we'll grow the game, and we'll take the game to these golfers. We'll try to remove barriers that are in the way of their playing, and the biggest one was access and instruction. So we started with our beginners, and then we morphed into working with a disabled veteran under a program subsidized by the PGA of America called PGA Hope. HOPE is an acronym standing for Helping Our Patriots Everywhere. I was asked to start it up because I somewhat fit the mold. I'm a veteran and a PGA member, and I served as the PGA's president for a term back in the 90s. So we got started off, and we found out the VA was very cooperative. They were pipelining all the veterans to us, and in no time at all, our classes became full. We can teach about 20, 22 veterans at a time, men and women, all with disabilities, some passive, some very visible. And we feel like we're doing some good, and we're getting these veterans back into society, and they're doing a good job of engaging with other veterans to play golf. And we're finding the same thing with the beginners. And we haven't quite developed a full-fledged junior program, but we know that's going to be the case, where we'll remove barriers to their getting into the game. And the PGA told us when we started PGA Hope, if you're anything like the other chapters around the country, you're going to save lives. And I thought to myself, as the executive director, that's a bit of a stretch. How do you save lives through golf? And after these 5 years now, Angel and I will agree that we are saving lives. We hear it from the veterans, we hear it from the veteran spouse, and we hear it from the veteran's family. So it's a great program. They're telling us how much at the end of the classes when they graduate after 6 weeks, what value it has to them, and that value is engagement with family and community. So we feel real good about it. And I would throw in on the statistics, the metrics from the PGA of America is that there are about 160 chapters in the country, and the Carolinas leads the country in registrations and graduations, and Myrtle Beach leads the Carolinas. So we're real happy about the visibility we've received. And as a nonprofit, of course, our goal is to seek funding. So that's our next real initiative, is to turn up the heat on getting donations.
So as Gary was saying, the impact that we're making on our community is huge. We're creating a community of golfers, and our golfers are overcoming obstacles, improving their social, mental, and physical well-being. You know, with 22 veterans committing suicide each day, golf has changed their life, and in some cases, it's saved their lives. You know, some of them struggle 7 days a week, but for those 2 hours a day, they're coming out here and they're not thinking about those struggles. And because we're helping them with their abilities, and they're forgetting about their disabilities. And so if you guys would like to help us, please visit us at projectgolf.org and learn a little bit more about what we do and how you can support.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.